What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is finally an Infinite Magicraid video. I apologise for leaving Infinite Magicraid to the sidelines for the meantime. We have got a new faction in the game. We are going to do our summons as well. I know there's only, what is it? Is it 12 hours? 12 hours left before server reset? I guess it is, yeah. So we are going to do our summons. We will then have a look through the new heroes. And see what they're all about. I mean, the graphics design on them is really nice. They look cool. It's like a foxtail. They really do like their animals in this game, don't they? Nezha looks really cool graphically as well. Again, we're going to go through the skills, etc. on them. Indrah, though, I think it's my favourite, like, looking hero. I have had a quick look at him as well. Looks like he's going to do crazy damage. Dianmu as well. She is pretty cool looking with her discs. And who's the Aniru? What the hell is that? That's supposed to be like a... I don't know what the hell that is. But, yeah, she's got a nice sparkly dress. So, what? Oh, these. Stance value, shield, turn meter, shield, heal, buff, debuff. She's got a lot going on there. And then there is an epic here, Winona. I quite love the look of her, actually. She looks pretty good. Okay, let's get on with our summons. We have got 266 Excellence and 23 Supremes. We will see what we can get in this. Also, after this, I'll select who I'll be getting from... I think, is it a $40 pack on the selection of the new Legend hero that you want in the game. Okay, can we just get all of them, please? Can we just get, like, all of them? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Just give me all of them. Obviously, not going to, is it? But this is the excellent wishes for now. We may get super lucky on the supreme wishes. Who the hell knows? We may get super lucky on it. This is pity. This will be up to pity on this one. So we are going to get a legend here. But who is it going to be? Is it going to be a new one or is it not? New. Okay, nice. We've got Nezha. AoE damage, stance value, internal injury, and turn meter. We'll have a look at him in a moment. But the first one we have got is a Nezha, so that's cool. Well, can we get... We need to get one more legend here. Come on. 139 to the pity, but we can hopefully beat that. And hopefully it is a new hero from the new faction. 66 left. I'll probably buy those for diamonds just to get to that pity. Got our first Winona. Okay, so we need 23. 23. Resource store. Oh, we have got one there. I thought I was in the actual... Ignore me. Wait. What? Do you know what? What's wrong with me? Market. No. Is it in? You know what? I just don't... I can't even find where I need to buy my friggin' excellence from anymore for gems. Is it a resource? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so 39. Was it 39 to the pity? It was. Hopefully it's in this on a 30 pull. See what we can get. Go legend. Give me a legend. I don't want to do singles. I should have just freaking... Oh, last one. Oh, Solly. It's Solly. Okay, on to the Supremes. That was a shame getting Solly. We will do temples on this. Wish rebate as well. Can we get... Oh, insufficient hero space. Can we get like a 5 pull? Imagine. 5 legend temple. That'd be nice. First temple. Here we go. Has to be a legend in here. First one is a legend. It's Grace. It did that. Okay. No. Who is it? That's Aniru. Okay. we get another new one, please? Oh, okay. No. Wow. Okay. Mosey. So that's 3 of them. Can we get another one? Not new. It's Walter. Another one. Oh, but a triple pull. That was nice. 2 new ones. We will take that. We now have 3 single supremes. Can we potentially get our Indrah or the other one so that we have all of them? Because I will be getting the one from the box for guarantee. Come on, give me the last one. Give me one more. Give me one more new. It's not done. It's not there. It's not there. But the ones we didn't get is Indrah and Dianmu, and that is probably a tricky choice. Cleanse, removal, control, turn meter, heal, buff, stance value, internal injury. Okay, so we got what we got, and we started off with Nezha, Soli, Grace, and then we got a bit lucky with Aniru, Mosey, and then we got a Walter. So we got those 3. Let's go through them. Let's go through the heroes. I mean, I know you guys are asking me to do a kind of, you know, which one's which and this kind of scenario, so it may take a little while to go through, but we will go through it. So Mosey, spinning fan deals 240% attack damage to a single enemy. If the enemy has Fox Breath, reduces the target's turn meter by 10%. If not, inflicts Fox Breath on. What the hell? Marked by Mosey's psychic power. That is increased. That's actually a decent amount of damage from a basic as well. Invisibility spell. Self gains invisible fox for 3 turns and 3 layers of fox brush. Immediately afterward restores 20% of max stance value. What the hell is this stance value? And 20% of max health. When stacked to a certain number of layers, Mosey will transform her shape and enter true form status. Does she actually transform into like a fox? Invisible fox, she cannot be targeted, obviously. Wait, the effect of taunt takes priority. When self has both invisible fox and taunt, the effect. Okay, yeah. Max stance value restoration is 2%. Okay, so that's a health increase. Psychic fox passive skill. When Mosey is under incarnation of fox status, she can gain fox brush through the following methods. Number 1, gains 1 layer at the beginning of self turns. 2, gains 1 layer for every 1 layer of fox breath removed. 3, gains 1 layer when an enemy dies. When fox brush is stacked to 11 layers, Mosey removes all debuffs from self and enters true form status for 5 turns. When Mosey enters true form status, she refreshes cooldown of all of her skills immediately and restores 26% of max stance value. When Mosey is under true form status, she is immune to all debuffs when she enters stance broken status because her stance value is reduced to 0. She will be back to incarnation of fox status immediately. Okay, but what the... When fox brush is stacked to 11 layers, Mosey removes all debuffs himself and enters true form status. Well, I want to see what true form status does. When Mosey enters true form status, she refreshes cooldown of all skills immediately and restores 26% of stance value. Oh, so she's immune to all debuffs when she and hang on. So true form status, she's immune to all debuffs. When she enters stance broken status, because her stance value is reduced to 0, she will be back to okay. So she's basically immune to all debuffs. And we'll have a look at the exclusives in a moment. Fan Dance, this is her damage, I assume. Removes Fox Breath owned by all enemies and attacks all enemies, dealing 90% attack damage and 90% attack internal injury damage. If a target's Fox Breath is removed, increases internal injury damage dealt by Fan Dance to 140% of the original. Hey, that's actually quite... This internal, hang on, can be stacked up to 10 layers. Each layer reduces the owner's stance value by 50 each turn before action. Meanwhile, the owner takes 100% attack damage from the attacker. If the owner does not have stance value or their stance value percentage is less than 50%, this damage is increased by 150% if their stance value percentage reaches more 50% or more. Additionally, reduces their stance value by 25. This damage ignores defense and cannot trigger crit, leech, or damage reflect effects. This seems like a big nuke. Has anyone tried Mosey in, say, Arena for an AoE nuke? Skill switch preview. Is it just the one skill switch? Please, thank God for that. Lethal Claw deals 3 stages of 30% attack damage, 30% attack internal injury each to a single enemy. This sounds quite... 90%. But the internal injury... Stacking will be nice with that on pursuit and attacks. Spiritual attack, Mosey uses her claws and brush alternatively to attack a single enemy, dealing 6 stages of damage. Each stage of Claw's attack deals 70% attack damage with a 40% chance to inflict 1 layer of internal injury for 2 turns. Each stage of Brush attack deals 70% attack damage and 70% attack internal injury damage. On 6 stages. Damage refreshes the cooldown of spiritual attack when the target is killed. If the target is a boss, reduces the cooldown of spiritual attack by 1 turn immediately after the skill is cast. This is nice. You self-buffs attack up too as well. Aha, exclusive free. Yeah, they got you there. Okay, that could be a really strong attack. Passive is the same as before. Flower Dance. Consumes 40% of max stance value and summons an enormous flower to devour all enemies, during which the flower will digest 5 times. Each digest steals 1 layer of a buff from the enemy with the most layer of buffs. If the stealing is successful, restores 5% of Mosey's max stance value. If not, increases internal injury damage dealt by Flower Dance later by 8%. After the 5 digest, Mosey deals 130% attack damage and 130% attack internal injury damage to all enemies. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's have a look at these exclusives. Level 1, in duration of Incarnation of Fox, Mosey inflicts Fox Breath on a random enemy without Fox Breath at the beginning of her turn. That's nice. When she is under True Form status, she acts for 1 extra turn each time she kills an enemy. Ooh, level 2. She could be like a bull, right? Like, obviously, you know, the AoE attack a bull. That would be interesting. Wait, this is similar to Mackin as well, but she is getting an extra turn each time. Level 2, Fan Dance inflicts Fox Breath on all enemies without Fox Breath before dealing damage. Increases internal injury damage dealt by Fan Dance based on the quantity of enemies who are inflicted with Fox Breath due to this effect. 0 increases to 480% on the original. 1 goes to 350. 2 goes to 240. 3 or more increases to 160% on the original. What? A Flower Dance. The enormous flower can digest 10 times if the stealing is successful. Additionally, increases internal injury damage dealt by Flower Dance later by 8%. If not, increases internal injury damage dealt by Flower Dance later by 15% instead. This is just one hero so far, and Level 3, Mosey acts for 1 extra turn after casting Invisibility spell. When she casts Spiritual Attack, she gains Attack up 2 for 2 turns and increases Brush's internal injury damage dealt by 40%. She does sound like quite a big AoE nuker. Her single target, even a single target could be nice with this Spiritual Attack, especially with Attack up 2. Interesting hero, Mosey. I've got to go through 4 more like this. Please don't all be essays. Please. Nezha. Or Nezha. Oh, lovely. Look at this. This is what every single one needs to be like. At least we don't need to read internal injury again. Fire Spear. He hasn't got a skill switch either. Fire Spear attack deals 2 stages of 100% attack damage and 100% attack internal injury damage to each to a single enemy. That's actually quite a high amount, really, for the, for pursuit and attack. Flaming Lotus, active skill, deals 80% attack damage and 80% attack internal injury damage to all enemies with a 50% chance to inflict 1 layer of internal injury for 2 turns. 3 turn cooldown on that. You will want to get as many layers of internal injury as possible. His passive, at the beginning of each wave and at the end of self turns, Nezha gains 2 layers of Lotus Leaf. Up to 5 layers can be owned when any enemy triggers internal injury. Okay. Nezha consumes 1 layer of Lotus Leaf to restore self-health by 5% of max health and stance value by 10% of max stance value. Also, in each battle, Nezha can use the Lotus to revive only once after he dies. Ooh. Nezha will revive at 30% of max health after 3 turns and enter Lotus Incarnation status. When under Lotus Incarnation status, increases Nezha's skill damage dealt by 24%. Lotus Leaf. When any enemy takes damage because of triggering internal injury, consumes 1 layer of Lotus Leaf to restore self-health and stance value by a certain amount. Sacred Meteor. This will be the big one. Nezha consumes 10% health and 10% stance value up to 4 times, or until the corresponding attribute is less than 30% of his cap. For every 10% health consumed, increases self-crit damage by 20% until the end of the current turn. For every 10% stance value consumed, increases self-internal injury damage by 12% until the end of the current turn. Afterwards, deals 140% attack damage and 140% attack internal injury damage to all enemies, which goes up to 170 of each. Okay, so another AoE. His exclusives, level 1. After Nezha consumes health and stance value because of casting Sacred Meteor, if self is not under Lotus Incarnation status, enters Lotus Incarnation status 3 turns temporarily. This is nice. Level 2. When any enemy's health is less than 50% for the first time, increases Nezha's turn meter by 15%. Also, when Lotus Leaf is triggered, increases Nezha's turn meter by 8% as well. That's handy. Level 3 increases damage bonus of crit damage and internal injury damage to 150% of the original, lasting for 2 turns or until Nezha casts Sacred Meteor again. That's quite a big 150%. So it will be like a 50%, right? Increases damage bonus of crit damage and internal damage to 150% of the original. So it won't. So basically, that's a 50% increase, right? So it will go from 100% to 150%, I believe. I don't know what to make of him. I don't know what to make of him. I think. I don't know what to make of this one. I prefer the one before. Okay, on to Indrah. Look at him. Fucking hell. He has to be good. And I did say frickin' hell. Okay, Indrah. Oh, he's got a skill switch preview. For goodness sake. Please don't be essays. Oh. Oh. God. Help me. Zap Tornado. Deals 100% defense damage and 160% defense internal injury damage to a single enemy. Finally, we have a defense damage hero who could be good. The Zap Tornado cast during a trial absorbs all layers of Thunderstorm Mark from enemies. For every 1 layer of Thunderstorm Mark absorbed, inflicts extra 160% defense, internal injury damage, and restores self stance value by 15% of the max stance value. It does increase by 15% on both. Thunderstorm Mark. The Roaring Thunder sends a tremor through the enemy's heart, stackable up to 12 layers. He also gets a shield. Where is this? Is that from an exclusive? Yes, it is. Okay, Thunder Tribulation Trial. Oh, get ready. Starts a trial and acts for 1 extra turn. When South has 3 or more layers of Lightning Mark, all layers will be consumed to complete the trial. Increasing the quantity requirements of layers needed for the next completion by 1. Entering stance broken status during the trial will result in trial failure and loss of all layers of Lightning Mark. What? During the trial, the skill becomes Thunder Tribulation Trial Flash, which consumes 10% of max stance value. Afterward, deals 100% defense damage, 160% defense, internal injury damage to a single enemy, and inflicts 1 layer of Thunderstorm Mark on the target with an 80% chance to inflict 1 layer of internal injury for 2 turns. Only the 1 layer, but hey. Passive, Force of Flash, internal injury damage dealt by Indrah is calculated based on defense. Indrah is in flash form when a battle starts, increasing his defense and internal damage dealt by 18% and 18% respectively. The effects cannot be removed when he dies or at the wave transition. Each completed trial grants 1 layer of Thunder Force, boosting these effects by 25%. Stackable up to 5 layers. That sounds really, really, really good. Thunder Force enhances the buff effects of Indrah's flash form and quake form. Stackable up to 5 layers, cannot be removed, like we just mentioned. And the Thunder Mark Storm does stack up to 12 layers. Thunder Wrath removes 2 layers of buffs from a selected enemy. For every 1 layer of Thunder Force owned by South, removes 1 more layer of a target's buffs. Wow. So if we did have those 5 layers of Thunder Force, we would be removing 5 buffs. And Indrah then switches to Quake form. The Thunder Wrath cast during the trial transforms into level 1 Thunder Tribulation Trial Flash. Enhances the buff effects of Indrah's flash form and quake form. Didn't we just read this? Skill switch. So we're going to be into the big nuke one, I guess. Thunder Pierce. Deals 100% defense damage to a single enemy and reduces their max health by 8%. That's nice. Caps at 24% of Indrah's max health. Okay. Yeah, that's not quite as good because obviously he's going to be mostly on defense. The Thunder Pierce cast during the trial will absorb all layers of Thunderstorm Mark from enemies. For every 1 layer of Thunderstorm Mark absorbed, additionally reduces the enemy's max health by 8%, caps at 24% of Indrah's max health, and restores self-stance value by 15% of max stance value. 1% max health reduction is increased and 3%. Oh, okay, that's quite nice actually that it does the 3% of his. Thunder Tribulation Trial. Goodness. Starts the trial and acts 1 extra turn. Ooh. When South has 3 or more layers of lightning mark, all layers will be consumed to complete the trial, increasing the quantity requirements of layers needed for the next completion by 1. Entering stats, broken status during the trial will result in trial failure and loss of all. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. Other than the extra turn. This is the same. Wait, we was reading this. Yeah, this is the same. Okay, what's it? 40% chance to inflict stun for 1 turn. 80% chance to inflict 1 layer of internal injury. Is that the only difference? Looks like it. It looks like it. Wait. Oh, you do the internal injury, but do you inflict it? Do you inflict internal injury as well? Okay. Passive, Quake Force, internal injury, damage dealt by injury is calculated based on defense. Injuries in flash form when a battle starts, increasing his max health and effect hit by 18% and 18% respectively. The effects cannot be removed when he dies, or this is the same again. That's the same. Thunder Wrath, this has to be different. Removes 2 layers of buffs from a selected enemy for every 1 layer. Thunder Force owned by Self removes 1 more layer of the target's buffs, and Indrah then switches to flash form. The Thunder Wrath cast during the trial transforms into level 1 Thunder Tribulation Trial Quake. This guy is confusing. Confusing as hell. Level 1, when Zap, Tornado, and Thunder Mark Pierce absorb Thunderstorm Mark, successfully grants all allies shield for 2 turns. Increases shield value by 8% of Indrah's max health for every 1 absorbed layer of Thunderstorm Mark. Hey. That's nice. Additionally, whenever Thunder Wrath is the first skill Indrah uses after the battle starts or following the completion of a trial, increases Indrah's turn meter by 100%. Level 2, the extra internal injury damage from Zap, Tornado, and the additional health reduction effect of Thunder Pierce are increased to 150% of the original or to 300% of the original when the target is a boss. He could be a good boss nuker. Level 3 gains 1 layer of Thunder Force immediately when a battle starts. At the start of each trial, for every 1 layer of Thunder Force owned by Self, inflicts 1 layer of Thunderstorm Mark on 1. Yeah, level 3. Exclusive level 3, he becomes very good. E3, this guy's strong. Because, yeah, E3, he's going to be a force. E3, I want him. Dianmu. Please do not have... Oh, my... What is this one like? Okay, but at least you don't have a skill switch. Oh, you have a skill switch, though. Dazzling Flash Recharge gains 1 layer of Lightning Mark. Afterward, deals 140% attack damage and 140% attack internal injury damage to a single enemy, reducing the target's turn meter by 10%. That's nice, but it's only 10% and doesn't increase. Maybe it doesn't at exclusives, possibly. Golden Flash switches the form of Dazzling Flash and acts for 1 turn again. When switching from Dazzling Flash Charge to Dazzling Flash Assault, Dianmu acquires 4 layers of Lightning Mark and grants all allies defense up 2. She could pair well with Indrah for 2 turns. When switching from Dazzling Flash Assault to Dazzling Flash Charge, restores self-stance value by 40% of max stance value and grants all allies Consolidation 2 for 2 turns. She's nice. Each ally can own up to 12 layers of Lightning Mark and 12 layers of Thunderstorm Mark. Oh, why couldn't I have got Dianmu and Indrah? Those 2 are going to pair up amazingly in faction trials. Glaring Lightning, passive skill. For every 1 layer of Lightning Mark obtained by Self, restores all allies' health by 1.4% of max health. For every 1 layer of Thunderstorm Mark obtained by enemies, increases all allies' turn meters by 1.4%. The effects above can be triggered up to 6 times? What? With the number of triggers resetting at the start of Self turns, at the beginning of each wave gains 3 layers of Lightning Mark. Wow. Dianmu loses all layers of Lightning Mark when entering stats. Broken status, layers lost are not considered to be consumed. She also does speed up 2 on her next... Oh my god, this chick. Roaring Thunder summons 6 flashes of lightning to attack enemies randomly and consumes up to 6 layers of Lightning Mark for every 1 layer consumed. Adds 1 flash of lightning. Each flash of lightning deals 85% attack damage. Inflicts 1 layer of Thunderstorm Mark on the target and removes 1 layer of buff from them. If the lightning doesn't trigger a removal effect and the target is not under stun status, there is a 40% chance to inflict stun for 1 turn. This chick looks good. Okay, what changed here? Was it just the basics? It looks like it, right? It does. Dazzling Flash Assault consumes 1 layer of lightning mark or 10% of self stance value if no lightning mark is owned by self. Then deals 140% attack damage, 140% internal injury damage to a single enemy. Reduces the target's turn meter by 25%. And inflicts 1 layer of thunderstorm mark on them. And these are the same. Okay. Wait. Yes, they're the same. She looks really good. Level 1 exclusive. When Dianmu survives after any enemy is inflicted with Thunderstorm Mark, if the enemy has 4 or more layers of Thunderstorm Mark, reduces the enemy's turn meter by 50% immediately and grants all allies speed up 2 for 2 turns. What? This effect can only be triggered again after Dianmu's 3 turns. Level 2, Glaring Lightning grants 6 layers of Lightning Mark at the beginning of each wave instead. Also increases the restoration effect and turn meters by 150% of the original. Additionally, when the effect is triggered, cleanses up to 3 layers of attribute debuffs from 1 random ally. Level 3, Roaring Thunder. Each flash of lightning additionally inflicts 60% attack and internal injury damage at every 1 layer of Thunderstorm owned by the target. Additionally increases attack internal injury damage inflicted by 15%, capping at 150% attack internal injury damage for each flash of lightning. After the skill is cast, if Dianmu has fewer than 4 layers of lightning mark, she will instantly gain 4 layers of them. Otherwise, all allies' turn meters will be increased by 10%. This chick sounds nuts. You sound nuts. Oh, wow. Like, she just sounds crazy good. She sounds crazy good. She's my favourite so far. Aniru. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. Mystic Rui deals 200% attack damage to a single enemy. Afterward, there is a 50% chance to inflict attack down 2. That's nice. Or speed down 2. That's nice. On the target for 2 turns, prioritizing inflicting the attribute debuff not owned by the target. That's really nice. Is it Marvel that extends attribute debuffs? Because that could be a really nice pair. Ruby Splendor restores the selected ally's health by 6% of an area's max health. If your ally does not have heal, additionally grants them 1 layer of heal for 2 turns. If your ally is from the Saga City Alliance, additionally restores 50 stance value for the ally. That could be a massive support for anyone that you have on that faction. Auspicious Rui. Aniru has a 24% chance to block control effects. This effect does not occur when she is under stance broken status, and this chance is not affected by effect hit or effect resistance. Each time Aniru casts Ruby Splendor, she gains 1 Light of Verdancy. When Light of Verdancy is stacked to 6 layers, Aniru will consume all of them immediately to grant all allies a shield equal to 25% of her max health, and increase all allies' turn meters by 8%. What the hell is Charm of Nature? At the beginning of any ally's turns, Aniru consumes 1 layer to cast Ruby Splendor on the ally for once up to 10 layers owned. Light of Verdancy, when a certain number of layers are stacked, Aniru will grant all allies a shield and increase their turn meter. Yeah, okay. That will not be removed when the owner dies, but is it removed at wave transition? Verdant Nature restores all allies' health by 10% of Aniru's max health and self-stance value by 20% of max stance value. Afterward, gains 6 layers of Charm and Nature. Up to 10 layers can be owned at the beginning of any ally's turn. Okay. If the ally does not have full health and Aniru has Charm and Nature, consumes 1 layer immediately to cast Ruby Splendor on the ally for once. Aniru loses all layers of Charm and Nature after entering stance broken status. Exclusives, right, let's see how good she's going to get. Increases Aniru's max stance value by 500 each time she is back to parry status from stance broken status at the beginning of each wave. Restores her stance value to the upper limit. Also at the beginning of each wave, Aniru casts Verdant Nature automatically for once and reduces the cooldown of all allies, all skills by 1 turn. Oh, pairing. Oh, wow. Do we finally have Marvel, Aniru, Nordak? Do we finally have the permanent invincibility? Level 2. Auspicious Rui grants a shield equal to 45% of Aniru's max health and increases all allies' turn meter by 45%. Instead, when Charm of Nature reaches the upper limit, each exceeded layer of Charm of Nature obtained will be converted into Light of Verdancy. Level 3, here we go. Grants effect to all allies, grants effect to allies other than the selected target. If health is not full, restores health by 40% of the main target's health restored. If health is full, increases turn meters by 5%. Not as big as I thought it was going to be. That exclusive one on there is massive, though. Okay, so we've read through them, and I have no idea at all. Well, I do have an idea. My favourite, definitely. My favourite seems to be Dianmu at the moment, without testing. Followed probably by Indrah, because he just looks like he can do crazy damage. And then Aniru. So Dianmu, Indrah, and Aniru seem to be the big ones. But Mosey almost like feels like a Margarita. Just an improved version. And Nezha, I'm unsure on this dude. I'm unsure on him. But, hey. These two here. Go to. This one here is big support. In my opinion. Okay. Hopefully that helped some of you decide. Now I need to decide between Indrah and Dianmu. And you're probably right. I'm probably going to choose Dianmu. And I may regret it because of the damage capability of Indrah. But she just sounds great. To me. Personally. You know what? Let's put another legend like that. Just give us Indrah, and then we can just go and get our Dianmu from the pack. Okay, you don't. Okay, that's fine. I expected it. I'll see all of you in the next video. I'm sorry it was a lot of talking, but it needed to be done. Hopefully that gives you a bit of input on the heroes as well, because I'm sure a lot of you are asking these questions right now. I'll see all of you in the next one. Have a fantastic new year, and goodbye.